Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be here. And I'm so happy to be with all of you, my friends, and those who I don't know yet. And I thank Ray and the company for bringing me out here. And I have a little song that I'd like to do for Ray and the team and everybody here. It starts like this. I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. And then go to my brother. I said, brother, help me, please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Whoa, there's been times that I thought I wouldn't last for long, but now I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I said it's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Thank you very much. Thank you. And and now I'll hand the mic to Mr. Emerson Boozer.
Now, what am I to do with this microphone?
Well, you're the next man up.
What? No, I don't sing. I don't sing.
Hey, Dad, I want a Go phone.
Let me sleep on it.
It has unlimited talk and text.
Let me sleep on it.
And no surprise bill.
I can't take it any longer, son. I'm crazy. You ask about the Go phone every night and day. As long as there's no surprise bills to pay, we're gonna go get you a Go phone today. 'Cause I love you till the end of time. I swear I love you till the end of time.
Then we'll go and get you a Go phone tonight, and we'll see paradise by the Reach out, oh, Ray and Steve. Reach out, with Ray and Steve. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the car. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. Play ball.
Hello, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Reach Out with Ray and Steve. Of course, you know by now that this is the show where East meets West, where the Yankees meet the Dodgers, baseball meets music, and then we all come together for community. All right, everybody, let's bring on those big stars of the show. Ray and Steve, where are you, gentlemen?
Hey,
guys.
Robbie, how are you, sir?
So where are you coming from today? I can't keep track of you guys. You're all over the place.
I know. We are live downtown Huntington, Long Island, Prestige Senior Center here. And you just heard from the remarkable Prentice McNeil, formerly
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Drifters. Unbelievable, Ray.
Well, Prentice McNeil is one of my heroes. I'm a big fan of his music, have been forever, and Robbie knows that. I'm a big fan of Robbie's. But Prentice is someone that whenever we're out in the community doing things and I need a singer, just to make myself look good, I say, Prentice, please do this for me. And he's there. Anytime I wanted to pick up a girl or something, I have Prentice sing and I pick up the girls.
Well, anytime, Ray, you want to sing, I ask if Prentice could come on instead of you singing. We need Prentice to sing. That's how this operates.
Steve,
here.
you're not going to mess up a good thing, okay?
Okay, all right,
As simple
all right.
as that.
All right, but you know what? New York's been hit hard with different things. You have children that are police officers. Tell us about what's going through your mind, what's happening in New York. Right now.
Look, I'm going to keep this show on an upbeat way. I'm just going to say, I have two sons that are police officers, and the young man that got killed on Friday was someone that I would run into all the time. I actually just spoke at his school a few months ago, and I pray for his family. The mom I saw yesterday, she was in really bad shape, and I'm praying hard for Officer Mora, and I just want the world to pray for this young man, and also for the police officer that was killed this morning in Texas. So that's all. Let's move.
The young man, Jason Rivera, he having service in New York City,
St. Patrick's Cathedral. So that shows you. It shows you how big a situation this is over here in this town.
22 years old. It's unfortunate, and we'll continue to pray for Wilbert Mora, who's 27 years old, who's his partner in critical condition. So please send your prayers our way and their way, and so we could all strengthen numbers. We need
Amen.
to,
And you know what? You know, Ray, because your sons are both policemen. And these guys go out there and they put their lives on the line for all of us every day, every minute that they're out there in the field. And so we do pray for all of these policemen. And I encourage everybody out there in the audience, let's support our policemen. They need our support. Let's encourage them. We thank you.
Robbie, every Monday you do jamming for Jesus.
Jam and Jolly, yep.
And I ask you, because I know that you have a direct line, and I ask you to please pray for our boys.
You got it, brother. You got it.
That's right. But we're sitting here at Prestige Senior Center here in Long Island. We have Ben Goldis here, and Ben, you just heard Prentice sing. What's your thoughts about the work that you do here? So about supporting our community in such a big way.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Prentice for always giving us a good tune. He's our resident musician here, and he always entertains the folks, and you know, everybody just loves to hear Prentice. And you know, I'm new to his music, you know, let's say the last 10, 15 years, but you know, some of our folks, they remember seeing him in concert in the 60s, 70s. So, you know, he's a legend in the music arena, and we're just you know, glad that we have him, you know, as one of our members here.
Yeah,
And
well,
then
let me throw this out there a second. The Drifters. Prentice was in the Drifters. The Drifters are one of the greatest singing groups to ever come out of the music business. You know, the Drifters, baby.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
right. That's
Wow.
right.
That's coming from Robbie Robinson.
That's right. And for you guys that don't know, Robbie Robinson has been with Frankie Valli for over 54 years. He's a musical director, and he plays keyboardist. He's one of the greatest keyboardists in the world. So give a round of applause for all the great people in this room. But then talk about what goes on here at Prestige.
Yeah, so we opened up in 2018, just as a place where people in the community could come and interact with other seniors, interact with other people, and just have a good, safe, and friendly place to be. Unfortunately, when the pandemic hit, we were forced to shut down for a couple of months. But you know, during that time, we started doing telehealth to all of our members and people in the community. We did, you know, Zoom yoga and bingo over Zoom and conference calls. And we've also delivered 50,000 meals and about 3,000 eggs over the rest of the pandemic. We still do. We still deliver about 500 meals a week. And something for the people who are not able to come into the center or they don't feel comfortable, but we do, you know, have a lovely bunch of people who do come into our center every day, and it's just, you know, they're like family, and you know, they feel like we're their family, and we feel like they're our family, and everyone has just, you know, come together, and it's just really, it's a beautiful, warm place for people to come.
And during this pandemic, it's hit us really hard. It's going on 2 years now. How has it affected your community here?
I mean, it has affected the senior population here and throughout the tri-state area and throughout the country and throughout the world. You know, the senior population, it's hard for them to get around. A lot of them aren't driving, and a lot of them, you know, aren't able to just get out of the house and go to certain places. And to have a place, you know, we provide transportation, so we pick them up, we drop them off. They have, you know, they have breakfast and lunch here. It's a great environment, and you need these types of places, whether it's here in Huntington or anywhere else or across the country or around the world. The seniors need a space that they could come and they could interact with other people, because not only does the isolation, you know, hurt them physically, it hurts them mentally, psychologically.
It hurts us all mentally.
Yes. So it's just, you know, we've opened our doors to, you know, a lot of people, and it's just something that we love to do.
And the irony of ironies is that when we've been here before, and I saw the name Goldis, Ben's cousin is one of the all-time great baseball scouts, Al Goldis, a legend in the scouting community.
Right.
And this is the man who first scouted me and was my coach when I was 18 years old. You know, so
It's a full circle.
it's
you
a
know?
full circle. And
Wow.
he put him on the phone. And Robbie, he actually put him on the phone, and we hadn't spoke in years. So thank you for that.
Wow.
You know,
Thank you.
That's amazing.
no, I appreciate, and I found a great, wonderful, and
And you were 18 years old back then. Was Babe Ruth playing back those days?
he had just quit.
Okay.
Actually, it was before Babe Ruth, I think.
Yeah, I think.
But yeah, but
Ty
anyway,
Cobb was big then. Yeah.
But we have another legend in the house.
Yeah, baby.
A former Jet,
Yes.
Emerson Boozer. Unbelievable.
Booze.
Talk
The
about
Booze.
Give him a round of applause. Ben, talk about Emerson for a moment.
So Emerson's been coming here for probably around six months or so.
Okay.
And, you know, when he first came, we were just excited, to have, another person here, a legend in the, in the football world, just in the community. I was very young when he was playing. I probably saw him tail end of his career, but like when I mentioned it to my dad, Emerson Boozer goes, yeah, he played for the Jets, won a
Number
Super Bowl.
32. You can't forget that.
Scored 52 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Was,
there you go.
Did you hear what Ben said when he mentioned it to his dad? What are you saying, that I can be your dad?
Yeah, well,
Huh? I saw Emerson when he was at the height of his career, and when he was protecting Joe Willie and Gang
right.
Green and all those boys. They would not have won
At
without
Shea Stadium.
Emerson
At Shea
Boozer.
Stadium, yes.
they,
Right.
they would not have won the
That's right, without Emerson.
Super Bowl without
Super
Emerson.
Bowl III. And Joe Willie predicted a win, and Emerson and the boys
I'm not talking
through.
about Joe Willie. I'm talking about Emerson,
There
all
we
right?
go. We're
What's wrong with
gonna
you?
bring Emerson on in a few moments, but Ben, thank you for doing all the amazing work that you do. All the people here really need a place to call home, and you're giving it to them each and every day.
No, and more important, they say that in life, you should not meet your heroes because you may be disappointed. And when I say Robbie Robinson, Frankie Valli, Prentice McNeil, today Emerson Boozer, baby, I want to keep meeting my heroes.
There we go.
Absolutely.
And for our viewers out there, we have a short highlight reel of Emerson Boozer's career. We want to check it out, and then we'll bring on the Boozer right now.
Oh, yeah.
Emerson Boozer.
Thank you.
Emerson Boozer was born July 4th, 1943 in Augusta, Georgia, and attended Laney High School. He went on to be a four-year letterman as a halfback at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, formerly known as Maryland State College. Boozer, a 5'11", 205-pound bruiser, would average nearly 7 yards per carry over 4 seasons. He was a two-time first-team All-American and amassed 2,537 yards and 22 touchdowns during his college career. The New York Jets selected Boozer in the 6th round of the 1966 AFL Draft. The Steelers selected him in the 7th round of the 1966 NFL Draft. He elected to play 10 seasons for the Jets and was named the AFL Rookie of the Year and a two-time Pro Bowl selection. He got off to a phenomenal start in 1967, scoring 13 touchdowns in 7 games before a severe knee injury. Despite playing just half that year, he still led the AFL in rushing touchdowns. Boozer recovered and played a vital role in the Jets' Super Bowl III victory. In 1972, the Jets had the top-rated offense, and Boozer led the NFL in rushing touchdowns for most of the year. Boozer finished his career with 52 touchdowns, more than any other active player at the time of his retirement. He's been inducted into the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Hall of Fame, the MEAC Hall of Fame, and the College Football Hall of Fame. The Pigskin Club of Washington, D.C. Intercollegiate All-American Football Players Honor Roll, and the New York Jets Ring of Honor. Emerson Boozer, Black College Football Hall of Fame, Class of 2019.
Wow, that's
Emerson, yeah.
amazing.
Hey.
So Emerson, thank you so very much for your outstanding career, but you offered the New York community in such a big way for so many years. What was it like to be a New York Jet back then?
I think I would have been happy to be anything, but at my age, that time, 22 years old, you have to be anywhere, especially being a part of the AFL or NFL.
Mm-hmm. And you went to Maryland State. You were a 7th-round pick in 1966, 98th overall. When you got drafted, what was that feeling like?
Well, to me, it was somewhat of a surprise because I didn't think of playing pro football at all. Play college football, but certainly not thinking about moving it on to the pro level. But I'm thankful
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 32. I mean, how'd you pick that number? Is that a number that stayed with you when you were younger before you got to the Jets?
No, I think it's handed out. I didn't pick it myself. The 32 in my mind didn't belong to me. It belonged to a runner by the name of Jim Brown.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's who, in my mind, popularized the 32 number.
Hey Emerson, Robbie Robinson here. I just
No,
wanted to throw this in.
I didn't. I choose the Jets chose them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bobby, you had a question.
Yeah. Hi Emerson, Robbie Robinson here. I'm coming to you from California here. But 32
Yes, Robbie.
is not only Jim Brown's number, it's not only Emerson Boozer's number, but it's also my hero. It's my favorite number. There was a guy, a pitcher on the Dodgers that had that number 32, and his name was Sandy Koufax.
Oh, of course. And there's also another one, college runner went on to play pro ball, O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, he did pretty well for himself. Hey, Emerson, you reached the pinnacle, man, of sports. You are a Super Bowl champion. I mean, how does that feel?
That's at the time it was a great feeling. We were in the AFL, not part of the NFL,
Right.
at that time. So to go into a Super Bowl or a big game, matchup game, and to defeat, I think might have been the Baltimore Colts, felt great to know that you can match evenly with any club from the NFL.
That's right.
And we were AFL at that time.
And just so our young viewers out there, the outstanding career that you had, you were two-time AFL All-Star in 1966 and 1968, All AFL in 1967, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl III, AFL champion 1968, AFL rushing touchdowns leader in 1967. You're in the Jets Ring of Honor.
Yes.
Give Emerson a round of applause here. Oh, my goodness. Two-time first-team All-American 1964 and 1965.
Yeah.
52 career touchdowns, 5,135 yards rushing. Man, you did it all on the field.
Well, we came through with it. The chance for the unknown running back coming from a little school, Maryland State College. Not a part of the Big Ten or the Big Eight. We're just a little small college player. CIAA, I think we called it. Part of the CIAA.
That's right.
And
the thing I love about Emerson is that during the time that he was at the height of his career, during the off season, he would go to different organizations and talk to the youngsters.
Yes.
You know, and he was inspiring. And as I told Emerson before the show, I was those kids saw Emerson come in and speak at a dinner, etc. And to see him now, you know, hey man, I want to hug the man. You know, it's so great, great.
And that's so important because Ray and I and different people that we work with give back in such a big way. And to have you on our show is such an honor and a blessing. We just lost Don Maynard. Talk about Don. He was another Jet legend.
We call him Tall Texas.
Okay.
Don Maynard, he's about 6'1", 6'2", slim, skinny legs. So we call him Tall Tex.
Wow.
He could do it.
You know, another guy that I found to be a very nice guy is he was a giant hero in New York with Mickey Mantle, and that was Joe Willie.
Joe Willie.
Namath. Tell us a little bit about Joe Willie.
Joe is he's one of my favorites. Didn't have to worry about what's going to happen with Joe's on the field because he could fling the ball, he could throw it. He was a QB. He knew what he was doing out there, and I just enjoyed playing with him. And
you know what I found throughout the years in meeting Joe, because Joe was a good baseball player in college, and in high school. A lot of people don't know that. So he loved hanging out with Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and the thing about Joe Willie was that I love is that he had such a respect for the minority, for the African American
Yes,
players.
yes,
I
yes,
mean, the
yes.
respect that he had, you know, idols. I loved, and he one of the guys that would make me feel proud to be a man of color.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Joe was one of my favorite players too. Even though I played with him for 10, 12 years, but it's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Couple of things. What's your most memorable moment as a New York Jet?
Super Bowl III.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, that's
Of course.
we were AFL and we're not quite a part of the same league. We were AFL and Super Bowl III was played while we both were NFL and AFL separated, and to defeat the club from Baltimore, I think it might have been. Kind of makes you feel as though you belong.
That's right. That's right.
On the same field.
Well, when you're on the top of the heap, you do belong. And by the way,
Yeah.
talking about Joe Namath, I want to say this as well. Frankie Valli and Joe Namath were and still are good friends. They used to hang out together all the time down in Florida.
Frankie Valli.
Yeah, Frankie Valli and Joe Namath. Yes.
Oh yeah, I would say so. Joe is once a friend, a long time friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I gotta ask you, since Robbie beat me to it, but I was gonna ask you. I mean, I know you love Sam Cooke and Jackie Wilson,
of course.
you know, and I was gonna ask you, did you like the music, Frankie Valli?
Of course, Frankie Valli. Indeed, I did. Guess I can't even think of one of his songs right now.
Cherry.
Oh, there he goes again.
Don't break moment, break out song. He's waiting for that moment. He's waiting for that moment. But,
Yeah.
But you know what, Emerson? I mean, such a great career. Talk about the Heidi game. You know, remember the Heidi game?
Yes, I remember. It's one of those games that you never will forget. You don't forget it because this is you're reaching down and coming out a victor when I think the whole football world didn't believe that you could do it.
That's right.
And you come out winning. And I could never forget that particular ball game. You don't doubt yourself, but you know that we both put on our shoes and our drawers the same way as
That's right.
any other player. So it's a matter of going out and doing it. And that we did. We were an AFL club, and Baltimore at that time was an NFL. They were always an NFL club, but being from the AFL, we were the junior league, so to speak.
Right.
And for some reason, people didn't believe that a young league could not compete with the established league. The league means nothing. NFL meant nothing other than certainly they were long before the AFL.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't say nothing about man-to-man matchup, team-to-team matchup. And when during that time, we were probably as talented as anybody in football.
No doubt.
And that's what a lot of spectators didn't really believe, that even though it's a team sport, but we were as talented across both sides of the ball, offense and defense. We were as talented as anybody playing at that time.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
This is Reach Out with Ray, Steve, and Robbie. We're talking to a Jet legend, Emerson Buzza. And now one of our last questions we have for you, Emerson. What was it like to be in the Ring of Honor with the Jets that day? You remember that day, receiving that honor?
Yeah. It's one of those, I guess, accolades that you don't think you're you belong, but certainly you take what comes along.
Right.
And I enjoy being a Jet.
Yeah,
Tell you that.
you do.
Yeah, I enjoy being a Jet.
And hopefully
Sounds
they'll
like
get
a
back to
song.
the Super Bowl. There we go.
Are you gonna write it, Robbie?
I enjoy being a Jet by Emerson
There we
Boozer.
go. So, Robbie, you got to hook Emerson up with some free tickets to Frankie Valley, okay?
Absolutely, Emerson. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
There we go. We just made a deal there. The great Emerson Boozer. Thank you so
Yeah.
very much.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. The crowd's going crazy here. And, Robbie, we have our next guest, and you want to intro him for us?
Yes. You know what? Hey, you guys know this now. I've had the pleasure, the blessing of being in this music business now for so long.
All right, guys.
And the
Thank you.
music
Let's go
business,
back
the
and sit
very
down.
top of the heap of the music business are the studio musicians. The studio musicians are the ones who make the records, who play on the movie soundtracks for all of the music that you hear. And to be a studio musician, you have to be the best of the best. And our next guest is not only one of the best studio musicians, he's at the top of the heap of studio musicians. He has played on, now listen to this closely, over 1,300 movies. Over 1,300 movies. That's absolutely amazing. This guy has been the lead trumpet player on the Oscars, the biggest show in the world, for 30 years. He's been almost as long being the lead trumpet for the Emmy Awards. He's been the lead trumpet player typically on American Idol, on Dancing with the Stars, on the Grammys. This guy is the best of the best, one of the greatest trumpet players to ever put a mouthpiece to his lips, and his name is Mr. Rick Baptist. Come on in, brother Rick. Hey, how you doing?
Welcome to the show, Rick. Thank you so
Rick.
very much.
So, Robbie, again, my trumpet player brain has not. It sounds like I'm being interviewed by the Chipmunks. I don't. Can you hear me okay? Because I can't hear you.
We can hear you fine.
Because I wanted to do a great job for you guys.
Can you hear me?
No, it's from when the program started on. So I don't know.
Well, let's try this. Why don't you log out and come back on, and we'll see if that fixes it. Sometimes
Yeah, we're going to show a little video of your work.
Show a video. You
Rick.
log out and come back on, okay, Rick?
I mean, like I said,
I'm gonna call you.
Okay, Rick.
We'll play let's play this. I'll tell you what. Let's play. I have that video. This is a video. I wasn't going to start with this, but this is pretty cool. This is a video that Rick did with another great trumpet player, Harry Kim, and we did this on my Jam for Jesus, which I've done for the last 30 years. And Rick has been a dear friend forever. And check this out, everybody. This is Rick Baptist playing with me a few years ago at Jam for Jesus. So let's roll that clip. Not bad. Can you hear us now, Rick?
Again, oh boy, like I said, I might be a pretty good trumpet player, but when it comes to electronics, I suck.
Well, I'll tell you
my
what.
God, this is so pitiful. I cannot hear you. Hopefully you can hear me.
We can hear
but
you,
I
yes.
yeah, it's weird.
Well, here, I'm going to call you. Let's talk this way.
You interview him, Robbie.
Yeah, but Robbie, I want to ask you a question. Robbie, how many movies have you been in?
Robbie?
Robbie?
Huh? How many movies have I been in?
Yes.
Not
That
that
you've got
many.
music for.
Not that
Okay.
many. Just a few.
So this guy next to me, he's been in 25 different movies. Me, 0. Rick Baptist, 1,300.
Yeah, how's
Unbelievable.
that? Can you hear me on the phone now?
Yes, I can hear you on the phone.
Okay. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's good.
we can
Yeah,
hear that,
that's
yes.
good.
We're going
All
to
right,
improvise a
cool.
little bit. We're going to pop up a few pictures if we can. So, Rick, talk about your brilliant career. 1,300 motion pictures being on the score. You work with Frank Sinatra, Barbara Streisand, Michael Bublé. Unbelievable talent.
Robbie Robinson.
Robbie Robinson.
It was so cool that you did that thing with Meatloaf in the beginning. I actually did work on one of his albums.
Wow.
He was such a great guy. But when Robbie told me we were going to be doing this, I went through the list of movies, and I thought, well, I think I worked on quite a few sports movies.
Uh-huh.
And so I made up a list, and I think you might get a kick out of this, Steve, is that I worked on 42. I worked the motion picture 42.
Wow.
In and Out.
Wow.
The Natural.
Wow.
Major League, For Love of the Game, $1 Million Arm.
Wow.
Let's see, Field of Dreams, A League of Their Own.
Wow.
Bull Durham, Moneyball, Bad News Bears, The Sandlot. Let's see what else. Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
Angels in the Outfield. I mean, those are just the baseball ones. I also worked on Rockies 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Holy cow.
I was shocked that there were so many movies, sports movies, like Rudy and all those, and I thought that was really cool. And I've always been a sports fan since I was a kid. My father was a ball player. He played in the Pacific Coast League. He played with the Oakland Oaks. He ended up being an umpire.
Wow.
For the Oakland A's at their stadium. And so, yeah, I mean, sports always been one of my true loves. I had to make a choice between...
we lost this picture now.
Oh, okay.
Ha. Well, you know what? Well, why don't you log back in one more time, and we'll play a video. I have a video that you sent. Oh, we're on FaceTime. Let's hang this up because this might. But I have a video of you playing in the Oscars backstage of the. Actually, no. Let's do the Incredibles video, Carmine. Play that video. Go ahead, roll it. Wow, that's just
the
amazing.
Naked Gun, right?
Stay there.
Can
you hear him on the thing, Carmine? Let's get this technical. Can you hear his voice?
You have to unmute yourself there, Ricky.
You have to unmute, Rick. You have to unmute your thing on your.
Well, as we're working this out, I mean, obviously he's been on so many musical scores, and I understand that he was involved with the first 12 animated Pixar movies as well.
Amazing.
Amazing, like Toy Story and all those movies.
Oh, so can you get me? Are you getting me?
I think we're getting you through my microphone now, right?
Let's do that.
Can you unmute yourself on the screen, Rick? Unmute.
Yeah, like that. Oh.
Just click on that thing that says mute. Not doing it. Okay, well, we'll get you on here.
That's right. But unbelievable career, Robbie. Tell us how you originally met Rick back in the day.
Oh, I love this story about Rick because I knew Rick Baptist before he was the big Hollywood legend that he is now, which he truly is. But Rick was in the Relief band, and I think the audience will find this interesting. Before I was with Frankie Valli, I would go to Vegas and with Buddy Greco, and Rick was in the Relief band. Rick, why don't you tell them what the Relief band was all about?
Sure. In Las Vegas in the 70s, they had the house orchestra that would work all the acts that would come in, right? Well, the acts worked 7 days a week. You got me or no?
Well, we lost your picture, but keep talking.
Okay, good. The acts would come into Vegas. There was 11 hotels that had full house orchestras. The acts would come in. The house orchestra worked 2 shows a night, 8 and midnight, and they would work 6 days a week. Well, the acts worked 7, so there was a relief band, and I was in the first trumpet player in one of those. We worked 6 different hotels every week, and so that's how I got a chance just to work with Robbie and so many amazing other musicians that. And acts. I think I worked every act from Elvis to Wayne Newton to anybody you could say. I played every one of those acts when I was in Vegas. Wow. And in 1979, I decided to leave Vegas and move to Los Angeles and start my career in Los Angeles.
And start your career, you did. By the way, we're going to play one more video clip, and I want you to log back in too again, Rick. So we'll try this one more time. But as Rick was saying, those Relief band musicians were the best musicians in Vegas, and Rick and I became friends in Las Vegas before he moved to Los Angeles. When he moved to Los Angeles, he very quickly became, because he's so great, very quickly became the top dog, and he was the first call trumpet player, and the rest is history. 1,300 movies. Here's Rick talking about playing on the Pixel stuff. Let's play that clip.
I'm very proud to say I've played on all 12 of the Pixar movies. John Lasseter, who is the director of Monsters, Inc. and many other ones, he brought Steve into their scoring stage. So we have the huge orchestra and Randy Newman conducting, and John brought him back to the trumpet section. Stephen looked at us and says, I played trumpet in high school. I said, really? Think you remember how to do it? He said, oh yeah, no problem. I said, here. I gave him my horn. I said, play a C scale. And he took the horn and he played. And with all due respect, Stephen, this is what it sounded like to us. And he took the horn away and said, boy, am I glad I'm not a musician. And of course, in our hearts, we probably all said, yeah, us too, but
How cool is that, you guys?
Unbelievable. What a career this gentleman has had. And you don't think about it. Sometimes the music of these scores on these motion pictures, you don't think twice about it. It's underrated. But 1,300 movies, the music behind the movies, it's incredible.
Robbie, I got to ask you. I mean, you're so great at what you do, but yet you're such a fan and give these guys so much respect. How do you handle that?
Well, I love great music, and if I ever had the opportunity to meet Bach or Beethoven or Mozart, I get a chance to rub shoulders and work with the greatest musicians on the planet, and Rick Baptist is one of those.
Wow, that's beautiful. No,
Let's see if we can get him back in. There he is again.
Hey, Rick, coming and going.
No mic. I don't know.
We hear you on Robbie's phone, thank goodness.
Actually, I think we
So,
got
Rick,
the mic now. Talk now.
So,
No, we
Rick,
don't.
what's in store for 2022 here?
In this town, as far as with the COVID, the COVID thing really shut down the town. But thanks to the union and working with the different studios, we've got musicians that are actually working on motion pictures now, and that's the main thing. So I think that with the LA Phil, they're back up. The Hollywood Bowl is back open. It's who would ever thought that there was something that would have literally shut down the music, and it did. It shut down everything. But we're finding ways to get the musicians to work together. All the string players, they can play the violin and wear masks. As far as the brass players, the way we were recording is that the strings would go in separately, and then the woodwinds would go into the studio, record their part, and then the brass would come in the evening with, the distancing between all the guys for safety, and then they would record the music, and then they would all put it together. And right now, like Spider-Man, the big movie that's out there, I mean, they did that separately. All the strings went in at one time, then the percussion, then the percussion for last, brass, and so it all can be put together. There's a will, and there's some amazing people in this town that will be able to figure out how to get music to film, because a movie without music, it's pitiful. And I have one quick story to tell about that. We talk about the Pixar movies, which are brilliant. We were doing the Pixar movie Up, and that's the one with
I love that movie. Yeah.
all right. And so the director, we went to Warner Brothers, 75 musicians, we went to Warner Brothers to record the music, and the director came out before we recorded anything, and he got on the podium and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do, because when we work on motion pictures, there's a huge screen behind us. We see the screen and see the scene we're playing to, but we never hear dialogue." And so he came out, he said, "Ladies and gentlemen," his name's Pete Doctor. He said, "I would like you to put your headphones on, turn around, and watch the screen, and we're going to play you this 3.5-minute clip that you're going to be playing to." And that clip was the scene where the old man was reminiscing about his wife. And it's just so heart-touching. So we turned around, we watched on the screen, and we all said, "Wow, that was beautiful," right? So now we record the music. And we record this music that Michael Giacchino wrote, which he got an Oscar for, by the way. I'm very proud of helping him out in that. Anyway, after lunch, Pete came out in the stand. He says, "Okay," he says, "I want you guys to put your headphones back on, and we're going to put your music, and I want you to see what your music did to my movie." And he played it, and 75 grown men and women were crying.
Wow.
That's how important music is. I mean, can you imagine going to see Jaws and not hear
I know.
bum, 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 right? I mean, so anyway, I'm so proud to say that I played on that many movies, but it's there are musicians in this town, and it have been for 50 years that have worked on television and motion pictures, and it is an amazing life. It is. Robbie, I love Robbie. Robbie's a great engineer. But, Robbie's, most of his career, he's been out on the road, and I know he's done tons of records and stuff on the road, which is doing fantastic things. So there's a lot of opportunities for musicians to work, So not only did I work on all those movies, I did 30 years as first trumpet on the Oscars. And, it's just a life as a musician, as Robbie will attest to, is the greatest you could have.
I mean, we love you do what you love to do. I mean, what a blessing, huh?
Absolutely. Amen.
Hey, you know what?
Now, Rick,
go ahead, Ray. I have a feeling
I just gotta know, who was it more exciting to work with, Mr. Sinatra or Elvis? Please.
You know what? That is. I actually traveled a little with Frank, and
Mr. Sinatra.
That's a tough one. I have to say Sinatra. Let me tell you one quick story about Frank when we did his duets album. All right, we recorded that here at Capitol Studios, and it was going to be a big deal because he hadn't recorded at a duets album. That was the big thing for everybody to do.
Yeah.
So we went to Capitol Studios. The session started at 7:00. We got there at 5:00, the orchestra, to do a sound check and do the whole thing. Because Frank, he just walks in the studio, boom, that's it. So anyway, they had all the press there, and they were all ready. And Frank, and they had a sound booth right in front of the brass where he would record. In the little booth, he had his a television with all the words on it because he was sometimes having trouble remembering the words. But he had his bottle of Jack Daniels. I mean, he was ready. And so he walked in the studio. Hey guys, good seeing everybody.
And he loved musicians, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely, loved musicians. So he went into the thing and he says, "Okay, let's do. I Got You Under My Skin," right? And so Pat Williams, who was the band leader, started up, and Frank, I got, okay, you guys stop, guys. God, let's try it one more time, right? And he went back in the booth, and he said, okay, let's start it up again. Take one. And did it, and he only got about 8 bars into it. He says, "Well, sorry, the old man doesn't got it. I'll see you guys tomorrow night."
Wow.
And he walked out the studio, and it was hysterical to watch all the news people with the camera as he's walking out. He came back the next night and sang 8 songs. So he knew he didn't have it. He wasn't going to sing, stay in there and not be. I mean, that's a professional. He was amazing. I've been blessed, like I said, working with Barbara Streisand and everybody. I mean, but Elvis, there was something special about Elvis, which was amazing.
Tell us. We want to know.
Here's the thing. Elvis has left the building. That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
When he finished his song, he went backstage. He got surrounded by about 15 bodyguards, and they rushed him right to the one elevator that took it up to the. But yeah, he literally, Elvis has left the building.
Did you play with him at the Hilton when he was doing all this?
At the Hilton, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And did you get to spend any moment? Did you have your Elvis moment?
The only one that I really had was. I mean, I've always collected autographs in everything that I've ever done. I mean, motion pictures and movies. I'm a big autograph nut. And so I said, you know what? I wanted to get one of those handkerchiefs that he hands out to the women for my sister, right? And so Ronnie Tutt, the great drummer who just passed away recently, Ronnie Tutt says, "Hey, Rick, come on, I'll take you back. We'll see the old man." I said, "Okay, cool." So I went in there. And Ronnie had gotten one of those handkerchiefs, and I had my thing, and I said, "Sir, would it be okay if I had you sign this to my sister?" And he says, "Yeah, no problem, kid." He says, "I've seen you before," and this is where he saw me. You ready for this?
Wow.
This is weird. At the Landmark Hotel, Jimmy Dean, the sausage Jimmy Dean.
Oh yeah, sure.
Big hit, Big Bad John. He had an opening act called the Imperials, and these was 4 guys singers. And Elvis actually came to the show at the Landmark Hotel, sat way in the back. And then afterwards, when I walked out, I almost went, because I was trying to get out of there quickly. I almost knocked him down. And so, "I'm sorry, Mr. Presley," But he remembered that. I thought that was so cool.
Wow.
So he was just a special guy. He really was special.
Well, the king of rock and roll, no question.
Did you have to touch him to see if he was real? Hey,
he was definitely real. And that's the thing, with all the stars, I mean, they all are. I've met very few that don't appreciate what the musicians do.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, well, you played with the king of rock and roll, and you played with the chairman of the board.
There you go.
Pretty amazing. Hey, now Rick is, as he said earlier, he loves sports. I know he loves baseball, and his daughter has a career in sports, and she's a super talented young lady. I think we have a picture of her.
Oh, cool.
You have that, Carmine? That picture of Amara.
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 Yeah, and
Amara.
that was
Unfortunately,
working in the
yeah,
PR department.
unfortunately, Carmine messed up. So
No.
All right.
No,
So, here-
Carmine blew it.
No, we don't have that picture tonight. Rick, we're gonna have to have you come back on our show. I mean, your career just spans so many decades of wonderful work. So, Rick, thank you so very much for joining us here on Reach Out.
What a treat, Rick. What a treat. Thank you
hey,
so
but you
much.
got to get that in. I say that one more time about Amara. What's her job now?
Her job now is she is the senior manager of digital content for social media with the Portland Trailblazers.
Wow.
She travels
Basketball team,
with the
yeah.
team every day, flies on the same plane, stays in all the 5-star hotels. That's pretty amazing for a 31-year-old girl, and she is fantastic at what she does. Before she went to Portland, she was in Memphis with the Grizzlies, and like I said, before that, she was with the Dodgers, the PR department.
Hold on. What team was he with? Was she with?
Before
We couldn't hear that part, Robbie. We
Yeah.
couldn't hear that part.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Dodgers, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Rick,
Okay,
thank
Robbie.
you so much. But we have a special guest that just joined us for 30 seconds here. Terrell Carpenter.
Thanks so much,
He
Rick.
plays Reggie Jackson
Thank you, guys.
in Bat Boy.
How you doing?
Terrell, man, you got a beard going on here now.
Yeah, growing a
Thanks,
beard.
brother.
Are you ready to come back?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
And our next show, I guess, is at the Yogi Berra.
Absolutely.
All right. So
April 5th.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
okay. And what was your last movie? I'm a young film to film, and when he's not doing a movie, then he does Bad Boy.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in Law and Order SVU, and as an extra, I played in Nurse Jackie, Gossip Girls, Blue Bloods. No major roles, but I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to be a part of the Bat Boy family again. This COVID stuff is slowing us down, but we're back in action. Yogi Bear Museum coming soon. When is it? April?
April 5th.
April
yeah,
5th.
Tuesday in
Absolutely.
New Jersey. So we have a new policy
Cool.
about beer. We'll have to change
Yeah,
that a little
we'll
bit.
change the look.
All right.
And Robbie, he is a Frankie Valli fan.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? This young man looks a little too handsome to be Reggie Jackson. I don't know.
Oh wow,
okay.
Reggie Watts. Thanks, Robbie. Reggie watches the show.
You had to, that Dodger had to come out of you at the very last moment, the bottom of the ninth, Robbie. Thank you so very much for joining us. God bless all our viewers. Come on back next week. Reach out.
See you, Robbie.
All right,
Take it
guys.
easy, Robbie.